Although the intent of gapping is noble, it may not be as effective as we intended it to be. Gapping is not preparing students for real life. Gapping is not allowing students to engage in authentic learning.
Does the program put students at a disadvantage in life? If yes, how so?
Yeah, it does. Because in life, you don't get too many multiple opportunities to do what should be done right the first time.
But when you get lucky enough to have that second chance, you have to work really hard at that second chance. Entitlement, you're entitled to it. You know, that idea like, I'll just do it in gapping. Like, nothing should be, you're not entitled to anything in life. Everything you should work for. And it's that idea that you're not nothing. You're entitled to nothing in life. You work for everything. We don't really have that kind of culture here. We don't have that culture of hard work. We really have like this kind of culture of mediocrity, or even below mediocrity. And because we don't have that culture of hard work, and the whole concept of gapping works on the idea of hard work, what you really have is, here, Miss Shuja, I did it. So oftentimes what I get is this random piece of paper turned in with really subpar work. And that is not acceptable to me. So the kids who do turn in work still end up failing because what they turned in is subpar. Second time and third time, so they still end up failing.
Until we begin to teach the ethic of hard work in elementary school, we will never see hard work in high school or throughout their lives.
Until you change that pyramid, until you change what we value at the very bottom, you're not going to, and I think it all goes down to hard work. Until you change that, you're not going to change, the concept of us working hard for grades. I keep looking over at that sign. It says value your own hard work. And I think that kind of goes back to gapping.
Part that I'm struggling with, that a lot of teachers are also struggling with, is we're not quite sure where student responsibility fits into the equation.
Gapping is not allowing students to engage in authentic learning.
It's impossible for me to reconcile in my brain as a teacher how it is that it's just the assignment that's important. There's something to the process of education and the learning process that is supposed to be going on in class that's important. It can't simply be just the assignment that is the end-all be-all. If that's the case, and we might be moving to this anyway, if that's the case, there's no purpose for a professional educator here at all. All we really would need then is a collection of assignments and assessments, much like a student would do in an online course, and somebody to monitor that somebody's actually doing those things when they're supposed to. And I think that there still is a value to the teacher in the classroom, but I don't see where that is and how we do that in the classroom. I think the gapping program would have to be, here's the content that you've missed in terms of these assignments. Here's an alternative way online or through assignments that are very thoughtful, that require me to do more than just get a textbook out and complete some worksheets. That's not very authentic learning.
The numbers, if you look at the numbers of passing, I'll tell you this. I am, this year, right now, I have less kids on the endangered senior list than I've ever had. Well, hold on, than last year. Last year I had about 20 kids not graduate and out of 100 and something students. This year I have about 16, about the same amount of government kids. So that's definitely, if you want to look at the numbers, and that's what matters in this scenario. Do I feel like I've taught the kids more? Not necessarily. If the purpose of the program is to get kids to pass, then that's what the purpose of the program is. If the purpose of the program is to teach kids or to get kids to learn, which I don't think that's what the purpose of the program is. I think the purpose of the program is, we have, we have a report card, and there are so many kids that need to graduate from our high school, and that's what it comes down to. It comes down to those numbers.
I support whatever my boss says is going to be the law of the land. But my personal feeling is this: I want my students to get something out of the activities they're doing. So what I've done as a result is I've changed what I'm going to do in class.
In a representative study of the student body that does not gap, 95% said that gapping was unfair and should not continue, while 100% agreed that gapping does not prepare students for real life. Of the students who do gap, 60% said gapping was unfair, 50% said they believe gapping should not continue, and 80% said gapping does not prepare students for real life.
First and foremost, if we're going to gap, it has to be on their time. That means outside school hours.
If we really want to get serious about it, I think then it needs to have some, not serious consequences, but it has to be a little higher investment. Maybe Saturday capping.